What is up, everyone? Shout out Rockstar. Getting fired up for our live stream. How's everybody doing? What is up? What is up? Happy belated Father's Day to any of the dads out there. I didn't get a chance to chat with you guys last week. Had some dinner with the fam and spent some time with my son. Hey, today we're going to be talking about some of the fights last night. We talked about Porier and Hooker. Damn, was that a good fight, man. That was a good one. We're going to be talking about Perry and Gall, and then also Perry's girlfriend as well. We're going to go over some other fight stuff, talk a little bit about investing towards the end, a little bit about the economy. So give everybody a second to join in. Yeah. Talk a little bit about, I guess, Reebok's on the way out. Masvidal was talking and saying the fighters need to have a say in who's next. That's kind of curious to see who's next. So, yeah, we're going to be talking about some good stuff today. Let me know where everybody's from. I'm in beautiful San Diego right now, getting ready, training for a fight next month. I should have confirmation end of July. So I'm out here training right now. And beautiful San Diego, man. Where are you guys from? I see Warmir's back in the house. What's up, buddy? Alex. What's up, Alex? Good to see you, bro. LA's in the house. I like it. I like it. Syracuse, New York. Got the East Coast. Cali's in the house. I love it. I love it. Yeah, we're going to be talking about Dustin Porier versus Dan Hooker. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Dylan, what's up? What's up? Flint, Michigan's in the house. Mickey's back. What up, my man? Good to see you. Imperial, California. I like it. Texas. What's up, Texas? I like it. I like it. Yeah, guys, we're going to talk about some of the fights last night. Woodson, Erosa, Perry and Gall. Talk about the Perry's girlfriend and the corners. Our corner, do we even need corners anymore? We'll talk about that. We're going to obviously talk about the Porier and Hooker fight, possibly fight of the year. Damn, that was a sick scrap. Yeah, man, we're going to talk about what's next for Porier and Hooker as well, what my thoughts are on it. And, of course, we're going to be talking a little bit about investing, where the economy's at, anybody that's interested in money, making money. We'll be touching on that as well. So make sure, as always, guys, if anybody's got a direct question, I got a little list I'm going off of. Hit the super chat. You'll have that opportunity to be in my next video this upcoming week. So, yeah, if anybody's got those direct questions, make sure to hit that super chat and maybe be the champ. All right. What time is it? Let's get started. Give everybody a second to get on. All right. So where are we all from? We got Oklahoma's in the house. Florida, stand up. I love it. The South. Philippines. Dang. What's up, Philippines, man? It's madness. Madness. We get people from the UK, Philippines, Denmark's in the house. Adam, what's up, bud? Good to see you. Good to see you. Of course, we got that Florida in the house. Arizona. Oh, man. North Carolina. I love it. Vegas. Barcelona. Damn, I want to go to Barcelona, man. That's one of the places on my bucket list. I want to go to Rome. I want to go over to Europe and backpack a little bit. Amsterdam I want to go to. Denver, Colorado. Dylan representing Denver, Colorado today. I like it. I like it. Santa Barbara, Cali. Okay. Alaska. Dang, nice, man. That's another place that seems like it'd be sweet. Alaska, huh? Where at in Alaska? Let me know. That's pretty sweet. Ecuador. Jeez. That is legit. Minnesota's in the house. Rome. Yeah, Rome. Probably Rome because all the madness from the sickness going on over there. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Ricardo, Fairbanks, Alaska. Okay. That's cool, man. That's cool. That man, my stepfather's really big into hunting. I always thought about going on a hunting trip to Alaska with them. I always thought that would be dope. Maybe when I get a little bit older. Oh man, Hooker. We'll talk about the Hooker and Poirier fight here in a minute. But let's start off with what are we grateful for this morning, guys? Let's start off with that, man. I'll go first. I'm grateful. Yesterday, starting at 9 a.m., I did a 24-hour fast from 9 a.m. all the way till this morning, 9 a.m. I didn't eat anything. I had a gallon of water. I had some ginseng root in it, lemon juice, and some vinegar in it. And I did a 24-hour fast, cleanse my body, obviously get ahead with, less calories, like get my hormones back to normal a little bit. It's been a weird couple of weeks of training. And so, yeah, I'm grateful to be eating today, man. I woke up, I did a little cardio, and I had some good food. So I'm grateful to get that fast done. I'm grateful to be out here in San Diego. I'm grateful for my fight coming up next month. It's going to be the 24th or the 31st of July. I'm waiting on the exact date. I should know that any time now. So, man, I'm grateful for my health, my family. My son's birthday is tomorrow. My dad's birthday is today. So, man, beautiful times for my family. Everybody's happy, healthy. So, man, lots to be grateful for. What about you guys? What are we grateful for? Sunday with my mom. Okay. Grateful for the family. Wang. Yep. I love it. Yeah. Grateful for that Porier and Hooker fight last night. Dang, man. Yeah. Yes, I'm grateful for that as well. Grateful my headache went away. Okay. Yeah. Get rid of that headache. Happy birthday, Mr. Jury. Yep. My dad. Talked to him this morning, man. Thank you for that. He's having a cold one, sitting in the pool today in Michigan and hanging out with his wife. So my dad's celebrating his birthday, doing it right. What's up, Andreas? Grateful for 2 kids, Ricardo. Yes. Hugh, grateful to be alive. Man, I know that's simple, but if you have your eyes, you have your health, you can walk, you can talk. Man, lots to be grateful for. Lots to be grateful for. Thanks, James. James said happy birthday to my pops. Thank you. Yeah, he turned 60 today, I want to say. I didn't ask him. But I'm pretty sure he turned 60 today. But, man, he's good health. I feel like he gets younger. My dad gets younger as he gets older. So, yeah. Grateful for getting a purple belt in BJJ. Nice. Congrats, Adam. Man, shout out Adam, getting a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I love it, man. Keep it up. All right. So, fights last night. What madness, huh? Let's start with Woodson and Erosa. Dude, this fight right here, Woodson was so much taller, so much bigger, and coming in, I believe, as a negative 500 favorite. And I feel like Erosa took the fight on short notice. I believe he got the call Thursday, said, hey, you want to fight in the UFC? You want this opportunity? Come over here, make weight the next day. He got his medicals done, made weight the next day, goes in there against Woodson, who is a tall 6'1", I believe, maybe 6'2", 145-pounder, nasty boxer, trains with a solid team with James Krause. And he goes in there, man, and he puts it all on the line, man. He puts it all on the line. On paper, and obviously the odds, Woodson should have just picked him apart like he was doing. Woodson was doing a great job keeping his range, tagging him up. But it came down to the fact that Erosa said, nah, man, I'm going to keep pressing forward. He put himself in harm's way, was getting tagged a lot, even got dropped. But he played the perfect game plan, and he pushed that pace, and he really went for it. You could tell that Erosa was not going to be denied last night, man. Not going to be denied. And it was a beautiful, beautiful fight because from watching it from an entertainment standpoint, literally it was like high volume, heavy outpace. Both these guys were tagging each other, good output. And it was a good mixture of kicks, punches, knees, everything, man. So I didn't know who Erosa was last night. I seen Woodson fight before, but I did not see Erosa fight before. So yeah, man. Yeah, that was beautiful. Beautiful to see, and beautiful, beautiful fight. Hold on one second. Let me see something. Fix this. Bam. Yes. Yep. So I love that fight. I felt like man, I felt like Woodson, he tried everything he could do, man. He really did. He tried everything. You know, he was hitting him with everything. He was staying loose, staying calm. Dropped him. Was honestly, it was a great fight, man. It was a great fight. Woodson, I think, will come back stronger from that. I think it was a good test for Woodson. The dude's super tough, long, rangy, and yeah, man. Yeah, great fight. And it reminded me of, like, for Erosa, it was one of those guys I could tell that he'd had the opportunity taken from him 2 or 3 different times. He got into the UFC. I believe he was on the Ultimate Fighter. He didn't win. He didn't win it. He was on the Contender Series, I believe. And he was getting these shots, and he was coming up short, man. And you could tell when he took this fight last minute against a guy that was supposed to beat him. I mean, we're talking a 500 favorite, man. That's a big odds. Whoever bet money on Erosa last night is feeling good tonight. It's feeling good today because they're winning some money. And man, it was just a good fight, a great fight. Neither guy went backwards. Woodson was trying to snipe, trying to do his thing, but Erosa was just like, nope, hands were down, like doing good, slipping, ripping, kicking the leg, shifting, going left and right, just in his zone, man. You could tell Erosa was in his zone, and that's how it went, man. It was a beautiful, beautiful fight, and I was impressed. Again, I know Woodson, I feel like they're pushing him a little bit more than what he's done already, but that's the game. That's how the game goes. But for Erosa to come in there like that and just, man, take all that hype away, that was dope. That was dope to see. It showed you that the fight game doesn't matter logically who is supposed to win all the time. Just because a guy's got a lot of hype or just because a guy's got a better style or matchup-wise, it doesn't matter. A lot of times it comes down to who wants it more, guys. And, man, Erosa wanted it more. All right, Alex coming in with the first super chat of the day. So far, Alex is a super chat champ, and let's see what he has to say, guys. Is Steven serious about only having his wife corner him? I don't think so. I think he was just impressed about the way Perry handled the corner situation. And I know, knowing Jeremy, I'll see him tomorrow. We're gonna do some sprints in the morning, but I don't believe he's gonna have his wife corner him. I think he's just being funny. I think it was a good plug. Yeah, I don't think so. Great question though, Alex, and thank you for supporting the channel, my man. Great question. So what do you guys think of Woodson and Erosa? Do you guys like that fight? Mickey Gall. Yeah, we're going to talk about Mickey Gall here in a minute. We'll talk about Mike Perry as well. The kicks were hard. Yeah, man. Yeah. So I think Erosa. I think he's a force to be reckoned with, man. I really do. I'm excited to see what's next for him, and same thing with Woodson. I think he's got a lot of talent as well. So props to those guys. All right, so next up we had on the card Mike Perry versus Mickey Gall. So I personally called this fight. I thought Perry would be a little bit too much for Gall power-wise. I do believe Mickey is actually a great fighter. I believe he's got skills. I just feel like this time-wise, fighting Mike Perry, I feel like it was a huge step up for him. Mike Perry's got power in both hands. He's been in there with better fighters. He's been in those dog fights more. And I really believe that experience played a huge part in Mike Perry's win last night. Obviously, in the beginning, Mickey keeping his range, sticking, moving, boom, boom, kicking, catching Mike coming in. And I'll be honest, Mike had me a little nervous in the beginning, man, because he was literally like, didn't move his head at all. He obviously coming in there with his girlfriend, the whole lead up to the fight. He posted that video, hands were all cut up and everything. Which granted, it was an old video and he was just trolling a little bit, but there's a lot of unknowns coming into the fight with Mickey Gall. But I was like, you know what? I really believe that Perry's going to be a little too much for him. And that's what happened. Perry was just too strong. Perry stayed in his face, broke him down little by little, man, throwing power shots, staying in his face, getting takedowns. And he actually out-grappled Mickey too, man. He really did. I feel like Mickey got a little tired as well. That was, you know, the dogfight, right? I mean, both guys going for it. And, yeah, 2-1. Mike Perry wins. What'd you guys think of that fight? It was gangster. It was a gangster fight. Yeah, Mike's got a lot of potential. I agree. Mike's got a lot of potential. Mickey is, I believe, a brown belt. Yep. Perry's ground game is underrated. Yeah, I could see that. Just because he knocks everybody out. I mean, honestly, I think when it came down to it is Mike stayed in his face, man. That experience. When you're a fighter and, you know, there's different tiers of fighters. There's, you know, entry level, mid-level, higher level, championship level. And you guys got to remember that Mike Perry has fought, I mean, very Cowboy Cerrone. He's fought Alex Oliveira. He fought Vincent Luque. He's fought good guys, and he's been in bangers. I mean, he just fought the Neil. I forgot the last guy's name, but the guy's, I mean, a tough fighter, man. He really is tough fighter. So when you have that experience and you go into somebody who's younger in the game like Mickey, that's a huge advantage, because when those later rounds, when you're pushing and going, and this guy hasn't been in that deep water, man, sometimes it can break him down and shut him down. And just on pushing and that experience alone, you're able to take over the fight. And that's what Mike did, man. Ground and pound, takedowns, everything. Alex coming back in. Shout out Alex for this super chat, man. Coming in hot today, showing everybody what's up. Let's see what Alex has to say. Alex has got a question. Do you think Perry didn't have a team because he didn't want to pay and owes money to the IRS? Oh, man, great question, Alex. Great question. First things first, taxes are confusing, and I feel like Perry probably doesn't even learn about taxes. And when you come from nothing, like on the ground up, and you get money, you have to learn a lot about money. And yes, with the IRS and the UFC, they pay you in lump sums of money, and it's your job at the end of the year to put money to the side and pay the government, pay the IRS. And I think Mike Perry just doesn't have that discipline and doesn't have that knowledge to really do that, man. And I think that's maybe why he owes money to the IRS. And now why he's kind of like, just like you said last night, maybe you guys can take the money out of my check first, because once you give me money, I'm going to go blow it. Like, why would you give me money and then expect me to pay you at the end of the year? That's how the IRS works, though. Do you think – so he said, do you think Perry didn't have a team because he didn't want to pay? I think so. I think that definitely that's part of it. I think Mike Perry didn't have a team in his corner. I think that's part of it. I think the pay – I think he was in a position where he was maybe paying coaches where he felt like they didn't really bring much to the table. Like, why am I going to pay this guy something when I feel like he doesn't really help at all? You know, why would I just pay somebody to be in my corner when I don't need them, and I can just have my girl in my corner who I'm going to pay for anyways, but at least she's going to have my back after the fight. At least we're going through this process together, and at least she helps me. So I definitely think having his girl and not having to pay were definitely reasons why he didn't have a team. And I feel like Mike right now, from my perspective, looking in, it looks like he's going through a lot of changes in his life. And, you know, I think maybe that's why he doesn't have a team. You know, you leave one team and you go to a different team, and then, you know, you leave that team, and maybe it's like he didn't have a team and the fight got offered. And he said, you know what, let's take the fight. I don't need nobody. I don't need anything. I'm a fighter, and I'm going to do it. So great question, Alex. Great question, Alex. And so far, Alex is a super chat champ. I love it. Alex coming in hot. Awesome questions too about the IRS. I don't know if anybody on here is working or deals with the IRS, but taxes are confusing, man. Taxes are confusing. They really are. It takes a while to learn about them. And, for somebody like Mike Perry, who doesn't have experience too much in taxes, that's something he definitely needs to have somebody take care of for him, because one of the worst things you can do as a fighter is fight, make money throughout your whole career, and blow it all. And on top of blow all your money, have to owe the IRS a tax bill at the end of the year. That's the worst, man. That's the worst. I remember Dana White said, somebody asked Dana White, they said, what's a tip you would give to upcoming fighters? And one of the main tips he gave was pay your taxes. Pay your taxes. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how much of a gangster, how powerful you are. It doesn't even matter. Like, you're going to pay Uncle Sam, because if you don't, they're going to come after you. They're going to take everything you have financially, and possibly throw you in jail. I mean, ask Wesley Snipes. So Mike was right on with that. All right, who we got? Sense coming in with the super chat. I like it. I like it. Let's see what he's got to say, guys. Sense, what's up, man? Happy Sunday. Do you think Justin will give Dustin a second fight if Khabib isn't ready to go? I feel Dustin deserves it since he already beat Justin. So great question, Sense. So he's saying he feels that Dustin deserves a shot at Justin Gaethje because he's already beat him. And obviously Justin Gaethje is probably one of the hottest 55-pounders right now. Huge win over Tony Ferguson. So do I think Justin will give Dustin a second fight if Khabib isn't ready to go? I believe so. Yes, I believe Dustin would give Justin would give Dustin, Justin and Dustin, say that 20 times. I believe Justin would give Dustin a second fight for two reasons. One is their first fight. I'm sure Justin has a lot of respect for Dustin after that first scrap. Crazy fight. Crazy fight. If you haven't seen that, go watch it. The second reason is Dustin's coming off a huge win. I mean, I seen Gaethje tweet some stuff last night, and he was super impressed with both guys. So I really think that just because of Dustin's past performance last night, yes, he would give Dustin another shot. And on top of that, for the third reason, I think Justin's just, man, he wants to fight. I don't think he would want to sit back and wait around. I think he wants to get in there and beat some people up. So great question, Sense, and coming in with the super chat. And just like he said, Sense, and Justin and Dustin. Oh man, that's a tongue twister. So Sense says that he feels that Dustin deserves a rematch because he already beat Justin. Yes, I agree, man. I would love to see that fight again, regardless of who won the last one. I think it could be a different fight. We'll see if Justin Gaethje maybe will fight a little smarter, because last time when he fought Dustin, he literally just stood there like this, throwing hooks, leg kicks, staying in the pocket, and was beating Dustin up big time. So I would love to see the rematch. So thanks for supporting the channel, Sense. Shout out him. And Adam Hassan's coming back in right here. Coming back in with a question. Let's see what he has to say, guys. Adam Hassan. He says, when did you get your first manager? I got my first manager when I turned pro. So I had my first coach, when I was an amateur, my first jiu-jitsu coach, he would find me fights as an amateur and we would talk about stuff. But once I turned pro, it was my first taste of actually like, okay, I got to take this serious. I got to build a record up. I got to build a name for myself. And that's when I got my first manager. He was an old coach that actually was coming up in Michigan as well. He had a good connection with King of the Cage, and that's how I got into the King of the Cage and started building myself up there. And he was my very first manager. So I was like 19, I believe at the time. 19, Adam, when I got my first manager. I love it. Great questions, guys. Great questions. And shout out to people hitting the super chat, man. Supports the channel so we can keep making some videos. Keep jamming out. All right. So Perry versus Gall, I called that one. I think Mickey will come back stronger from that. And I really think for Perry, I think this is a perfect fight to not need a corner. I think his girl, he said it was she was simple, she did a great job, and I thought she did too. She just sat there. He told her, "Hey, put the ice on my head." He was breathing in between rounds. You know, it's something to say. Each fighter is different, but some fighters don't need a bunch of coaching in between rounds. And I think Mike Perry is one of those fighters. I don't think he needs all this, throw this kick, throw this hook. I think he just needs somebody right there that's like, dude, breathe, put some ice on you. You're obviously in the zone, and keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. Anybody else got the rock star or the monster during our live streams so we can turn up? But I thought that was a great fight. And after that, I love the post-fight speech. You know, Perry is so raw, guys, and the way he presents himself and the way he just kind of fights and speaks, you can't help but turn on the station, and he's very entertaining. I love watching him fight. He reminds me of just the old Street Fighter type of guy, man. You know, go out there, get after it, put all the thinking to the side. Let's just get to it. Who wants it more? And man, that really pulled through for him last night. Got the coffee. I love it. I love it. Thank you, God. Love the videos. Thank you, man. Hopefully you guys are digging them. Gall needed that win. Yeah, I mean, I think Gall was coming off a win already. Gall, Gall's done a great job at building his career. You know, he's very smart the way he does stuff. Obviously, when he set up that fight with CM Punk, man, that was a great one. That boosted his name out there. Great matchup. His fight with Sage Northcutt, that was another great building fight. Build his name, get him some experience. But it comes down to it, guys. When you're in the UFC and you're fighting the best guys in the world, you can only build your name so much. You know, you have to get out there and you have to fight those tough guys. And this was a huge step up in competition for Mickey. This really was. You know, he went out there and he did great. Like, Mickey's striking's getting better. Obviously, his jiu-jitsu, he's getting better. You know, and this is a win for Mickey, I believe. Even though he lost on paper, this is still a big win for him because he's going to come back. His experience, his ability to be in there with guys that are trying to kill him, big power punchers like Perry, man, he's going to carry that on to his next fight. And I really see Mickey getting better from this. Halifax is in the house. Halifax. Yeah. Jeremy says, "You want to buy a house, a duplex, or a quad with me in Ohio?" Then, man, that depends. We're at in Ohio. What's the price? Rents? How's the areas? Send me an email, milesjury@gmail.com. Any good deals that you have? I'm looking to buy some real estate right now. We'll talk a little bit towards the end about real estate, but I think there's going to be some deals coming up over the next 6 months to a year. Recently just bought a little house in Michigan, and that's a whole nother story. I might do a video on that too, guys. Bought it. There's tenants that have been living in there that haven't been paying for forever, and possibly gonna be trying to get them out. And so great question. We went a little sideways there on some real estate, you know what I'm saying? But man, I love real estate. I could talk about that all day, making some money, stacking some houses. I love it. I love it. All right, next one. So, first off, are cornermen overrated? I wanted to ask you guys that. Do you guys think cornermen, we need them or we don't? Do you think Perry just set the trend that says no more cornermen, just bring your girl? Alex coming back in, man. He's on fire today, guys. Heck yeah. Has Stevens ever knocked you out in training? No, which is surprising, man. He's cracked me a couple of good times. I might do a video on getting punched by Jeremy Stevens just because he hits that hard. But Alex, man, great question. Has he ever knocked me out? No, but Jeremy has definitely cracked me a couple of good times. And I've gotten better over the years of guys trying to take my head off because of Jeremy? Great question, man. Great question. Do you guys think cornermen are overrated or what? Not a good question, Alex. No, that's all right. In a technical fight. Oh, Adam coming back in. Let's see what Adam Hassan's got to say. Hitting that super chat. If anybody's got specific questions, guys, the super chat's right down there. Adam says, how long should you train before competing in MMA? I personally would train. I mean, I would be a minimum of a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. I would say 2 years on average of consistent training, Adam. And everybody's different. You know, if you come in and you're already a collegiate wrestler, you come in, you have a big experience in boxing, a big kickboxing or jiu-jitsu background, it's going to be a shorter time for you to have to train to get in there and fight compared to somebody that's coming off the street that doesn't know anything. So if you were to be coming right off the street and not knowing anything, I would say at least 2 years of training jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and kickboxing, getting the experience, getting in shape. Oh, Eddie coming in. Eddie Blasson just coming in with that big old pot of coffee, man. Hitting that super chat. Shout out, Eddie, man. Welcome to the channel, and thank you for the support for the channel, my man. I'll add up to at the end, guys, who's a super chat champ, and you'll be featured in this next video. Possibly this week, or I might go live this middle of this week as well. But that's one cool thing about the super chat, Eddie, is you'll be featured in a video, so give you a shout out and put on a little bit, represent for you, man. So yeah, I would say 2 years of the training. And me personally, when it comes to cornermen, I think each fighter is different. But for me, I like my cornerman. I like my head coach being there, and I like having somebody on the outside with a perspective that sees stuff that I don't see when I'm in there fighting. But I also, it's twofold, guys. It's twofold. With my cornerman, I know that the fight's on me. I know that I have to go out there and work my butt off. And I've been on The Ultimate Fighter. I fought with no cornerman. I fought with my team to the side, none of that. And I know that it's up to me. But at the end of the day, I also would like to have my coaches there to give me some type of coaching as well. So I like cornermen. You know, I'll fight by myself if I have to. I've done it before, but if I had the choice, I would definitely have a cornerman. And I love my girl to death, but I don't think I would have her in my corner. She can sit in the stands. But for somebody like Mike Perry, I believe that works out good for him because he's trying to save some money, and Mike's does things his own way. So shout out to Mike Perry for being himself, man, and not caring what anybody thinks. All right, Porier versus Hooker, dude. Dang, was this a fight? How nasty of a fight was this? Going into this one, I was like, man, this should be a banger. I wonder if Poirier's going to catch him with the left hand. I had a lot of questions going into this fight. But as soon as the fight started, these guys weren't really trying to make each other miss very much. They were both being offensive. And that it became a game of who can push the other guy back, who can be more offensive. And in the beginning, man, Hooker did a great job kicking the inside of the leg, 1-3s, 2s, going to the body, mixing it up. Hooker was doing beautiful, tagging him, making Dustin miss. And in the first 2 rounds, I had it to Hooker, man. I thought Hooker, I believe it was after the second round. I remember Hooker hit him to the body, kneed him. And after that round, Dustin was just like leaning over and almost, I thought maybe Dustin was breaking a little bit right there. But Dustin came back in championship mindset like he does and started picking it up the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th. And it came to a point where Hooker stopped throwing kicks. Dustin was finding that left hand. And, man, you could just hear some of those punches and some of those kicks. And it was like throughout the fight, you thought, okay, like Hooker's taking over. Okay, cool. Like he's beating, he's wearing down Poirier. And then it's like, oh, snap, Poirier's coming back. And then it's like, oh, wait, hold on. Now Poirier's got that guillotine choke, which I don't know how Dan got out of that choke. I mean, Poirier looks like he's got a nasty, nasty guillotine choke. But just insane fight. I mean, one of those fights where the guys really put their health on the line, didn't try and fight as smart as they could have. They both just were basically like, "Hey, I'm gonna beat your ass, and you're gonna try and beat mine." So, man, close fight. But that the later rounds, Poirier just started, kind of just heavier output, and got the decision 3-2. So amazing fight. Oh, Adam coming back in with the super chat. Shout out Adam. So Adam says Dustin versus Hooker or Joanna versus Welly. Hope I pronounced that right. They're both great fights, but I'm gonna go Dustin versus Hooker, man. I feel like Joanna and Welly was good, but Dustin versus Hooker was just, I felt like more damage, man. These guys were hitting harder. Getting dropped. Just if I had to go pound for pound damage and just excitement, I would say Hooker versus Dustin. Granted, Joanna and Welly was good too, but I'll give the slight advantage to Dustin versus Hooker. But great question, Adam, and shout out Adam for smashing that super chat. I love it, guys. And amazing fight last night. Fight of the year, possibly. Granted, there's a lot of fights and the year's only halfway over, but that's definitely a candidate for fight of the year. And man, Poirier, his ability to be in these types of fights, man. I don't know how he does it, how his chin just holds up. When he fought Gaethje, Gaethje blowing out his leg, cracking him, just doing all kinds of stuff. And he's always in these bangers, man. He's always in these bangers. But, he gets in this fight with Hooker as well, and he does great. He does great. I don't know how he doesn't get knocked down. And same thing with Hooker. His last fight with Felder, man, was that another banger. So I just wonder, from a fighting perspective, when you fight and you take so much damage like these guys have taken in some of their fights, when does that kind of hurt you in a sense? When do you try and fight, I won't say smarter, but just more effective to where you're not taking as much damage per fight? But so far, man, it works for Dustin because he literally takes a lot of damage and gives a lot of damage and ends up kind of coming out at the end. That's one of the best ways Dustin wins fights. Alex says, coming back in with a super chat. Man, Alex isn't playing today, guys. He isn't playing. Where's Jose at? Oh, there's Warmir. But Alex isn't playing today, guys. So Alex says, can you take Dustin? Man, Dustin's a tough fight. Anytime you fight somebody at that caliber, like that heart and that power, it's always a tough fight. But me, I would be stupid. I wouldn't be a fighter to say I couldn't beat that guy. Why would I limit myself and say, oh, I can't beat him? Yes, I have all the tools to beat this guy. And man, I feel like he's a great fighter, but I'm a great fighter as well. So props to Dustin, though. Don't want to, try and take away his shine. He fought great last night. He deserves all the respect in the world. And man, it was a huge win for him. Huge win for him. Now I'm just thinking like, damn, I want that feeling. I want that feeling of winning. So coming in July, we're gonna get that feeling of winning again. And man, Dustin's got to be feeling great today. He's got extra money in the bank account. He's got a big win over Hooker. Possibly he could be next in line for a title shot. So man, it's a great feeling. Great feeling. Eddie, the blasting coming in. Oh man. Let's see what he's got to say. Shout out Eddie, hitting that super chat, man. Gracias, amigo. Helps out the channel. So Eddie says, guys, Diego Sanchez or Michael Johnson, both decision wins. Which one was tougher and why? Would you want a rematch? Off the tops, I would say for me, Michael Johnson was tougher just because of the anxiety aspect. When I was getting ready to fight Michael Johnson, I trained with him before. He beat me up in training. The whole week of the fight, I was super nervous. He was talking a lot of crap. So that was a very tough fight for me mentally to go out there and still perform, even though all the adversity and all the doubt that was in my mind. Would you want a rematch with Johnson? Not. I mean, if it made sense, like for my career, but right now, I don't feel like another win over Michael Johnson really does much for me. And Diego Sanchez, that was actually a awesome fight for me because I was super motivated to fight Diego. Man, I watched Diego when I was in high school fight. I'm a fan of Diego, and I still am till to this day. He was tough, but stylistically, I'm just a better fighter than him. I picked him apart, and I was just more of a prize fighter, outclassed him. So I would say though Johnson was a little tougher though. And shout out Eddie hitting that super chat. Great questions, my man. Andreas coming in. George Cabezas. I believe that's how we say it. What's up, man? And man, gracias for the super chat, brother. Let's see what he says, guys. How do you feel about CTE? Do you have any lasting experience with CTE? I fell flat on my head when I was 10, and that made me not want to fight. So Andreas, first off, I believe CTE is real, and I'm definitely aware of it. I do my best to take precautions to protect my head, and I always have. I believe training smart, training and fighting effectively are the best ways to go about it. I've never been the one to just say, let's just put everything to the side and bang. I don't want to do that, and I believe that that's really helped me out with CTE. But with that being said, I'm taking a risk every time I spar, every time I fight, to get concussions, to hurt my brain, and possibly have CTE. I don't feel like I have any lasting experiences with CTE. I don't believe so, but I believe there are other fighters out there that have it. And I think it's still new to the point where we're going to see more of it as the sport goes on. So Andreas, great question, man, about CTE. That's basically brain damage, guys. For anybody that doesn't know, it's when you get hit in the head a lot. It's basically like your brain swells. Football players have it a lot. It's very, very common in football players. That's every time I go to get a physical or a CAT scan, that's what they tell me is like, you see the most from football players running into each other, smashing their head into each other. They have a lot of CTE issues. So yeah, I'm definitely aware of it for sure. Great question. DNA coming in with the super chat. What's up, DNA? Welcome back, my man. Now, DNA says, how hard was the weight cut to 145? So, great question. The weight cut to 145 wasn't bad, DNA. It came down to the dieting and the 2 months before the weight cut. It was a lot of taxing on the body. I was always running on low calories, and I really felt like the hardest thing about 145 is when I got into those tougher paced rounds, I didn't have any reserves. It really felt like when I was really trying to just like pick it up and just keep going, like I kind of like stalling out like that, if that makes sense. When you step on a gas pedal, you want to be able to go and then back off, go and back off. I felt like at 145, I couldn't step on that gas pedal as much as I wanted to. But the weight cut wasn't that bad. The weight cut wasn't that bad. I cut about 14 pounds, I believe it was. It's the same weight cut that I have for 155, 14, 15 pounds that week of. So shout out DNA. Great question. And shout out everybody for hitting the super chat. See who the super chat champ is going to be. We still got the rock star. So what's Oh, Alex coming back in. Man, Alex isn't messing around today. I believe right off top, Alex is a super chat champ so far. So Alex, let's see what he's got to say. He's got some good questions today. What was your favorite win in your career? Gomi? ? Oh man, that's a tough one. That's like my favorite food. Like, man, I like so many foods. First things first, I would say my first win in the UFC. I mean, that was, I mean, I could die a happy man once I got that first win in the UFC, Alex. As far as the coolest win, I would say Diego Sanchez or Gomi, those two right there. I was a fan of Gomi growing up. I always wanted to fight him. and I have the opportunity to fight him in Japan, Saitama Arena, co-main event, and TKO him. Dude, that was one of the best times of my life. Good times. And great question, Alex. So I would say pound for pound though, I would say Chris Saunders is my favorite win because my first win in the UFC. You know, you grow up, you're a fighter. I fought in smaller shows. I always wanted to go to the UFC, and I had the opportunity to get that fight and win. You know, not a lot of people get to the UFC, but you still have to win and you still have to stay there. And I did that. I got that first win, so I literally felt like I could die a happy man. Great question. Oh, Eddie's back. Eddie the Blassin'. I like it. Eddie's coming in with a good question here. As you get older, does your strategy change in a fight? Stamina drops, recovery drops. So what's the plan? So great question, Eddie. So Eddie's asking, as I get older, does my strategy change in a fight? In a fight, it depends on the fight. The strategy leading up to the fight doesn't change. I'm getting in great shape. I'm focusing on being sharp in every aspect of the game. And then, I mean, it's just being in great shape, Eddie, is a big one. Stamina drops, recovery drops. So what's the plan? It all depends. You know, it all depends. I'm 31 years old and I haven't felt a difference yet in my cardio. I don't feel like my stamina is dropping. I feel like I'm getting better. So I believe when it comes to an age, I don't know what it is, but if your stamina does start to drop, if I start getting worse as a fighter, that's definitely time for me to walk away from the game. I don't want to take damage. I don't want to be past my prime, but I still feel like right now, 31 years old, I'm getting better and I'm getting into my prime, Eddie. So great question. And I would say it's on a fighter by fighter case. You know, you have to check in with your body. You have to check in with your coaches and have the people you trust around you know where you're at. But that strategy doesn't change, man. Strategy is take him out before he takes you out. You know, look at what he's weak at, try and take advantage of that, and just focus on, Eddie, what you're good at, man. Focus on what you're good at. It's less about your opponent and it's more about you. That's the key to victory. That's the key. Great question though, Eddie. I like it. Man, you guys got some solid questions. I like it. So what do we so what's up next for Poirier? You guys, for Dustin Porier, let's see here. We have Gaethje versus Khabib. So those two are going to fight. So I think right now for Dustin, with that type of win, I feel like that does put him right in line for a title shot. But the question is, Khabib and Gaethje are fighting in September. So how long does Dustin want to sit around? He doesn't seem like, to me, somebody that wants to sit around and wait a lot. So I could see Dustin maybe taking another fight. You know, depending on who's healthy, who's available. But I do believe with that win, I believe he's right next in line for a title shot. That's what I think. Especially too, because Dustin, the only person he's lost to lately is Khabib. But you know what? Is it makes you kind of wonder though about Conor. It really does, because Conor is the only guy to beat Dustin in great fashion. Conor's coming off of a win. Granted, Conor's retired, but this could be a great opportunity for Conor and Dustin rematch. I mean, that would be interesting. Maybe Conor wants it a little bit now, because Dustin's popping right now, man. After that fight, he really is. He's really popping. And yeah, man. Yeah. So I could see Dustin versus Conor. And I really think that Hooker and Ferguson are going to fight next. I really think that's a perfect fight to make. Everybody's excited for it. I love it. All right, next question from Ethan Coffey. What's up, Ethan? Good to see you back, man. Are you happy with your stats from the UFC 3 game? I don't know. Tell me what my stats are. I'm not sure what they are. Hold on, I gotta grab my battery too, Ethan. Let me know what my stats are. Battery. I hear a lot of people say that my character is pretty good though on UFC. I don't know. I haven't played with them in a minute. All right, we got some juice now. Let me see what Ethan says. I don't know. I'd have to check into them, Ethan. Post them on here though. Let me see what they are. I'm sure they're pretty well rounded. Last I checked, my stats were really well rounded. So just like me. Eddie coming in with another super chat. I think Eddie and Alex, man, I think they're going head to head right now. So shout out Eddie the Blassin with another great question here. Let's check it out. So Eddie asks, so do you study tape per fight or leave it up to your coaches? Which brings it back to the cornerman being important. So Eddie, great question. I sit down with my coaches one time and we'll watch my opponent's last couple of fights. We study, we just get an idea of what he does good. And I do it more for the aspect of for my own mind. You know, I don't want my mind wondering like, what is this guy good at? We haven't seen him. What does he do? So I watch him. We write down a couple of notes. Hey, what he's good at, what he's not. And that's it. I don't watch any more of him, Eddie. I leave it up to my coaches. They go back and they watch him over and over again. And we game plan from there. And yeah, I mean, it brings it back to the cornerman being important. If done right, guys, Eddie, if done right, a cornerman should be like, if I was playing a video game and I was playing Myles Jury, that's how a cornerman should be. Like like my cornerman, Eric Del Firo, he's like playing the Myles Jury video game. So when I'm out there, I trust my cornerman to say, hey, you're doing good. You need to fix this. You know, the teep's working, the head kick's working, throw the knee, whatever it is. He says it and I do it. So there's got to be a trust, Eddie, right there. And if you don't trust your cornerman, there's no reason to have them. There's no reason to have them. So yeah, I watched the footage once, and the only reason I watch it once, Eddie, is because when you watch somebody's fights, especially if they're winning, which is usually like the guys I'm fighting good guys, is they all look like freaks, man. They all look like animals, and my mind will try and make the opponent bigger than what he actually is. So that's why I say focus on yourself. Let your coaches watch them. You focus on what you're going to do, Eddie, and man, and that's where it's at. It doesn't matter what the opponent does. You know, we come in well prepared and we respect that aspect. But at the end of the day, man, it's you going to work, and it's just a pace. It's you pushing a heavy pace. All right, great question though, Eddie. Great question. So I think Poirier either gets a title shot or McGregor, and I think Hooker gets Ferguson. Imagine that fight. Hooker versus Ferguson. Oh, man. That'd be nasty, huh? Both those guys doing damage on each other, both long kicks, and they both grappled. Man. Yeah. I would be interested in both those. And what's cool is, like, right now, whether Poirier gets Conor or he gets a title shot or he gets Gaethje, I mean, those are all dope fights, man. Those are all dope fights. I love it. I love it. Andreas coming in. Cabezas, what's up? 92 stand-up, 86 clinch, 85 ground, 88 overall. You and UFC 3. I love it. Yeah, I'm happy with those, man. Those are all solid stats. You know, out of 100, I got 92 and 86, 85, 88 overall. Yeah, they need to get them up a little bit more, but those are solid. Those are solid. Anybody that's got the UFC 3 game, check it out, man. You can play me for my character. And also, I did a video, Andreas, on this channel about how much the UFC paid me to be in a video game. So if you want to check that video out, it's down in the videos. And as well, if anybody wants a one-on-one personal coaching call, an hour call, hit the link in the description and sign up for one. We can go over anything mixed martial arts, UFC, dieting, training, real estate investing. So anybody that wants it, make sure to hit that link in the description. All right, Matt Mensing's got a question here. Any thoughts or advice on staying calm pre-fight? Great question, Matt. I would say training. Come in well prepared, Matt. If you trained hard, there's nothing left to fear, man. You come in great shape and you know you're well prepared. It's just enjoy the moment, Matt. Enjoy it because it goes quick. Go out there and just get after it. That's it. That to me, that helps me stay calm for a fight. is I know I'm well prepared. I know I've crossed all my T's, I've dotted all my I's, and man, I know I'm good. I know I'm good. So that gives me peace to go out there and fight, and I stay relaxed. So great question though, Matt. Sin coming up with just a super chat and killing it and just saying, what's up, bro? What's up, Sin? Good to see you back, man. Good to see you back. And shout out to Sin for crushing that super chat, man. You're the man. I like it. I like it. And I'm gonna I'll add it up all at the end too, guys, and give you that the super chat championship will be in the next video. And man, give you guys some shout outs and give you some love on the YouTube channel, which I think we've been jamming pretty good. We're growing. We're about to hit 30,000 subs. And we're just getting started, guys. We really are. This next 6 months, this next year, it's going to be big for us, big for our channel. And man, it's because of all the supporters like you guys, Sin, Matt, Ethan, Eddie, everybody. You know, that list goes on and on. Alex, man, you guys are the coolest YouTube channel, coolest YouTube fam around. So what's up, Sin? All right, we got Notorious HC coming in. How does pre-fight nerves affect you? And is there anything you do personally to calm them? Pre-fight nerves for me is it's just part of the process, Notorious. It really is. I know I'm going to be nervous. I accept it. I let the thoughts and the feelings come and go. And again, it comes down to being prepared and reminding myself that I'm in shape. I've done everything I need to do. Counting my wins. You know, I'm sharp. I'm in my zone. I mean, I'm better in shape. I want it more. I'm stronger. I'm more technical. You know, it's just counting my wins and coming in great shape, well prepared, Notorious. Great question. Great question, though. I like it, guys. All right, so before we move on, what did you guys think about Masvidal saying that Reebok's on its way out and the fighters need to have a say in what's next? I think that's awesome. I really do. Oh, we got DNA coming back. DNA coming in with comment on that Reebok call out post you made. Oh man, I think I did it then, and that's all I need to say. But man, great for the support, DNA, man, and gracias, amigo. And Eddie coming back in, man. Eddie ain't messing around. I believe Eddie's in the lead. I think he's beaten Alex, and I believe he's number 1 right now. So we'll figure it out though towards the end. So Eddie's got a great question coming in with the solid questions today. Can Khabib hold Gaethje down in your opinion? No. I think Khabib will get Gaethje down, but I don't think he'll be able to hold him down. And if he does, will he get a finish or a decision win? If he does get Gaethje down, I think he'll finish him, man. I think if he does hold him down, get him down, hold him down, I believe he will end up choking Gaethje. Can he get him down? Yeah. Can he hold him down? I don't think so, man. I'm going to lean towards Gaethje getting back up. And logically, you know, my brain's saying, dude, Khabib's going to smash him. Khabib's going to hold him down because that's what Khabib does. He's obviously undefeated. He's got a lot of stuff going on and beautiful in his career. But I'm just going to lean with my gut a little bit. And stylistically, I think Gaethje's going to be hard to hold down, man. You don't see many people try and take Gaethje down. And the ones that do, they don't get him down. You know, I don't even think he's been taken down at all in his UFC career. I could be wrong, but off the top of my head, I don't think that Gaethje has been taken down at all. So great question, Eddie. Man, I'm interested to see this fight though. I'm leaning towards Gaethje. I'm leaning towards Gaethje getting him. And you know, I want to see the odds on this fight, Eddie. Granted, they're probably going to be heavy towards Khabib, I would imagine. But man, I think stylistically, I think Gaethje can get him. So great question, Eddie. And shout out Eddie. He might be the super chat champ so far, guys. I believe so. All right. Oh, we got Adam coming back in. Man, you guys got the killer questions today. How many days a week should you train as an amateur? You know, Adam, it depends your goals, man. It depends your goals. If you just want to be an amateur, have a couple of fights, and then call it a career, you know, 3 to 4 days a week. If you want to be an amateur and you want to have go into a pro career, I would be training 5 times a week. I'd be training as much as you could as an amateur, you know, especially when you're young. Train as much as you can. So if you want to go pro, train every day, do something every day. Except Sunday. Rest on Sunday, Adam. Great question, though. Let's see. We got, Odysseus. Welcome back, Odysseus. Haven't seen you in a minute, bud. Odysseus says, advice how to get an internship in college. An internship for what? If you're talking about an internship for what are you trying to do? Let me know. Let me see what he says. Project management. Odysseus, what are you trying to be a project manager of? You know, in an internship, guys, I really think if you want to get into there and talk to somebody and you want to get like your foot in the door, I think, you know, contacting people, going up to the business and I hate to say the word sell, but explain yourself to them and ask to buy them. Hey, can I take you out to lunch? Can I take you out to dinner? I would love to, you know, maybe come on the job and you know, I'm interested in being a project manager. Like Odysseus is saying, I'm really passionate about it. I'm planning on going to school. I've got this experience. Would you mind if I maybe came as an apprentice and on the job with you for a week or a day or whatever it is, you know, whatever career you're trying to do, and just ask people, you know, anybody that's a project manager and you were to come to them and you listen and you just remain grateful, they would want people like that around. Like they understand the come up, they understand the hustle. And as long as you listen and you're humble, you don't talk back, tell them what to do or anything like that, then I think just going to them and just telling them like, hey, would you mind? You know, I'm really passionate about it. I'll help out around the shop, whatever it is you're doing, Odysseus. Dana hinted, so Notorious is back. So he says, Dana hinted next sponsor will be Nike or Under Armour. I think so. I think Nike or Under Armour are the two leading ones. And for some reason, I feel like Under Armour is going to get it. I really do. I don't know why, but I really feel like Under Armour is gonna get that sponsorship. Maybe The Rock had something to do with it. I don't know. But yeah, those are the two leading ones. Let me see here. Got to run down this list. Okay. Tibby Boss, what's up, my man? Gracias for the super chat. Way to come in and represent. We got a UFC game here. Question. Ever played UFC 3? Yep, I've played it. If yes, what rank are you on? You know what? I haven't even played it in a minute. I just jumped on and I played. I didn't play it to get all my ranks up or anything like that. But it's actually pretty crazy about playing yourself. And I always get people like will send me videos of like, hey, I'm playing you tonight, and it'll be like me versus Max Holloway or you know, me versus Ferguson, and it's just crazy, man. It's crazy. You know, growing up, I play video games, and I still do a lot to this day. I play like a lot of Call of Duty, but yeah, man. Every time I play myself on UFC 3, it's pretty trippy. So shout out TV Boss too for supporting the channel. What's up, TV Boss? I like that name too, TV Boss. Oh, we got Adams back in the house. Let's see what he says, guys. What does the timeline look like to become a UFC fighter? Adam, it's different for everybody, right? For somebody coming off the street that has no wrestling background, no Muay Thai background, nothing like that, I would say 5 to 10 years, man. I would give yourself a 10-year timeline to make it from starting from nothing to being in the UFC. I would say 10 years. You know, granted, if you're John Jones, if you're a super freak athlete or anything like that, I would say, you know, maybe, you know, less, 3, 4, 5 years. Adam, if you have a great team or if you have great coaches and you really dedicate yourself, you know, maybe you can get there in 5 years. But for like myself, it took me from the day I started training to being an amateur, to being a pro, to getting in the UFC. It took around 10 years, man, 10 years. So how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? That's the real question. Sin coming back in. And I believe Sin Sin's a super chat champ so far. Sin coming back in for the Super Chat champion. You like that? See what I just did there? Okay, so Sin's got a question. Who you got? Gilbert Burns versus Kamaru Usman. I'm going to go Kamaru Usman. I feel like he's going to be a little bit better wrestling. I feel like his power is going to be a little bit better. I don't know. I just feel like Usman's going to edge him. I feel like it's going to be a decision. And it's a weird fight, Sin, because they both trained together for a long, long time. So, you know, that plays a big part. Like if I sparred with like Jeremy Stevens, right? I've sparred with him so much that I know a lot what he's going to do. So it kind of like nullifies our games a lot because we know what each other are going to do. So great question. I think it's going to be a close fight, but I think Kamaru is going to edge him. I really do. And shout out Sin. So far, I believe the Super Chat champion. Matt's got another question. When would you leave the local gym and go somewhere big? I would say as you turn pro. Like when you're getting ready to go pro, Matt, I would start going to those bigger ponds. You know what I mean? Going and getting to sparring in with the higher level guys, getting the training with the higher level guys. When you're an amateur and you're coming up, you can have you can just stay in a small gym and just do the jiu-jitsu, the training, get your skills up. But Matt, as you get better and if you want to go pro, I would definitely suggest going to a big gym right around the pro level, even a little bit before, because remember, you're going pro. So if you can go get that jump from the small pond to a big pond right before you're going to go pro, that's going to give you better experience. And that really plays a big role in your career, man. So great question, Matt. Great question. Oh, whoa. Dang, Ethan just coming in, just knocking out everybody. Bam, bam, bam. Coming in with man, that Gaethje right hook. The champ is here. Yes, Ethan. Ethan so far is the champ. Ethan Coffey, man, I don't think anybody's gonna beat that. I don't know, but that's put yourself up there, killing it. So shout out the champ, Ethan Coffey. Gonna be featured in a video, unless somebody takes him out today. I don't know, but so far, Ethan's gonna be featured in one of the upcoming videos on the channel. So, man, thank you for the support for the channel. Ethan, you are the man. Man, I love the questions, guys. Everybody's got good ones. They're all from the fight to the training to video game questions. I love it. The diversity. TB Boss is back in the house. Let's see what he's got to say. What has been the pay difference between UFC and Bellator for you? Was it better in UFC or are you getting paid more in Bellator? Ooh, TB Boss with a great question. So I'm actually going to do a video on this, TB, and it's such a big question. So I'm going to break it up for you. So first things for me, I'm getting paid better in Bellator. But what I'm going to do for the video on UFC pay versus Bellator pay is I'm going to break it up into three different sections because there's so many. It depends. You have your guys at the top and you guys at the bottom. You have newcomers. You have guys that are coming off losses. So it's hard to say, depending on what perspective you're looking at, TV Boss, who pays better. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give my take on, I'm going to break up the criteria. You're going to have your entry-level fighters, your mid-level fighters, and then your high-level champions. And I'm going to explain who I think gets paid the best in each category compared to each organization. So for me, I would consider myself a middle-level fighter, and I believe that I get paid better in Bellator. But I'll do a video to explain more in depth on who gets the pay difference between UFC and Bellator, and I'll break them up into those three categories. So make sure, TB, to pay attention for that video because that's going to be a good one, man. And off the top of my head right now, I would say entry-level fighters, like your first big show, like first fight in UFC versus first fight in Bellator, I would say UFC pays better. I would say mid-level guys, guys that maybe aren't top 10 but are top 5, have had that kind of smoke behind them and have been built up. I would say right now that Bellator pays better. And then champions, and the top 3 top guys, I would say it's close to right around a tie, I would say. And a lot of this is just from my experience and what we can find online TV, because a lot of these guys, they sign contracts where they don't disclose all the money they're making. So, for example, UFC might say, hey, Jeremy Stevens made, or not even Jeremy Stevens, we'll say Myles Jury made, 12 grand a show and 12 grand to win. That's what they release to the public that we see. But on the back end and his in a contract, I'm getting, an extra 40,000 and 40,000. So that's how they do it with contracts. So there's a lot of research I have to do, and I have to break it up into tiers to answer that question. And I know I kind of went off on the deep end a little bit here with it, but to answer your question, I will be doing a video on that. And for me, Bellator pays better. So shout out TV Boss. And then we got the Bow Hunter coming in with another question here. Financially speaking, would it be better to sign with UFC or Bellator? So Bow Hunter, it just depends where you're at in your career. Are you, if you're coming from nothing, I would say sign with UFC first. Get your feet wet there and build up a little bit of your name for yourself. And then Bellator, see where you're at, and Bellator might pay you even more money. But it all depends on who you are coming in. If Joe Schmo are coming in, chances are I would believe that UFC would pay more off tops. But let's say if you're somebody like Aaron Pico, who's a great wrestler coming into the game, I think Bellator would pay him more because they see a long-term investment with him compared to somebody like UFC who might say, we're not going to pay him that much. We don't really need him. So great questions, though. Notorious says, Super Chats are paying more than Dana. Oh, man. That's a shot at Dana right there. But that's the fam here, man. You guys are killing it. Great questions today, too, guys. Man. All right. Let's see what we got here. And we got Eddie coming back in. Eddie the Blazin'. Last fight, Brandon Gertz in February. Did you watch it back? And what would you do different? And are you ready to go now? Who's the next victim? I love it. Yes, I have watched the fight with Brandon Gertz. What would I have done different? You know what, man? Looking back at fights, just more output, more pace, heavier pace, more volume. And I'm ready to go now. Yes, I've been ready. I've been in camp, I feel like, since I fought. And my next victim is going to be Georgi Karahankin. We're going to be fighting next month, and he's a true veteran in the game. I just feel like I'm better all around, and I'm gonna showcase my skills and have a great performance, man. And we're gonna get another dub in Bellator, and man, it's gonna be beautiful. So shout out Eddie. I like it, man. I like it. All right, guys. So I believe so far today, Ethan Coffey is the Super Chat champion. Shout out Ethan. He's going to be on the next video as the Super Chat champ right there. Guys, make sure to tune in. I believe we might go this Wednesday instead of posting a video. Maybe we're going to go another live stream. Let me know what you guys think. But it's been awesome speaking with you guys. It's been awesome connecting. Still blows my mind each week that we get to connect, man. Everybody from Denmark to California to Florida, man, it's awesome. So let's let me see here. What time is it? Ooh, it's already 1:18. Do you guys want to talk a little investing? What do you guys think? Canada's in the house. I like it. Do you guys want to do a little bit on investing, or are you guys good? Or is it just a fight game today? Do another stream? Yeah, Alex, I might do a stream this Wednesday. I might. Yep. All right, guys. Oh, coffee.ethanthegram. I like it. Yes. Thank you for giving me your Instagram. We'll put it up here as well. Shout out Ethan, man. Killing it. Let's go. Invest. No. You guys want to talk about investing? Now we got tech stocks. Adam Hassan coming back in. What's up, Adam? Okay, let's do a little bit. I'm gonna give like 2 minutes on investing, or a couple minutes on investing, because I want to touch on that. If anybody does have any other questions, though, hit the super chat. But right now, guys, for investing wise, the economy, obviously the stock market's down a little bit. And it's from the coronavirus. There's a lot of fear still in the market. A lot of places that are reopening, Florida, Texas, they're stopping the reopenings because the cases, they're starting to have more breakouts. But my question is I believe that they're starting to test more people now compared to what they were last month and the month before. So it makes more sense if they're testing more people, that more people are going to show up positive. So that's my one question. I don't know if the outbreaks are real or not, but it's definitely affecting the economy. Stock market's down a little bit. Businesses are not opening up, or if they are opening up, they're closing back down. Right now, we're at about 13% unemployment rate, which is worse than the 2008 recession. We are technically in a recession right now, guys. So I don't care how optimistic people are being. We are in a recession. This is the second, I believe, this is the second quarter where we've had negative growth or no growth at all. So it's a weird times right now. It's weird times. Real estate, in my opinion, I feel like real estate's going to be solid. And that's my main focus is real estate. The stock market right now, I feel like it's disconnected from the facts. I feel like it's a total emotional roller coaster. But real estate, I feel like it's going to be solid. Prices are going to remain high because of low inventory. No, there's hardly any houses on the market. Low interest rates still. The feds are keeping the interest rates low, so money's cheap to borrow. The stimulus, the feds are pumping money into the economy, so people are still being able to pay their mortgages, pay their rents. But that all ends in July. You know, we have all that stimulus money for now gets cut off end of July. So that's when it's going to get a little bit tricky. Who's going to be in a good position? Who's going to be in a tough position? And then they have the mortgage forbearance, guys. So we have up to 6 months to a year, which will put us into 2021, where people can delay paying their mortgages. And I believe right around 10% of mortgages are in forbearance. So 1 out of 10 people are using that forbearance, basically saying they're not going to pay right now. They're going to pay later on in the year, 6 months, maybe next year. So I believe then that we're going to get next year. I believe there will be some more deals in the economy. But right now, prices are remaining high, and I just think it's in a weird time financially right now. I don't see us growing much in the future. Over the next 6 months to a year, I do see prices on real estate coming down. I do see the stock market going up and down because, guys, you got to remember, if consumer spending's down, people are losing jobs, businesses are going out of work. How can the economy, the stock market, keep going up? So I really do, man. I think it's going to be going down. I don't know exactly when, but I believe real estate next year sometime. Dylan coming in. What's up, Dylan? Sub G, want to spar? McGregor fast for life. My man, Dylan, a former champion. Oh, man. Catch these hands, Dylan. I might have to do a video. Maybe I'll bring a YouTube guy in, one of the fans, one of the team members here, and we'll do some sparring. What do you guys think of that? We'll film it too. That'd be sweet, huh? So yeah, very weird time in the economy right now, guys. Save your money. Look at what you're spending, where you can cut back from. Prepare, guys, for possibly getting your hours cut. Prepare for not having stimulus money coming in. Just prepare for times to be a little tighter coming up, because that way, if they do get tighter, you guys will be in a position where you'll have money saved, hopefully money put away for a rainy day, and we'll have to ride it out, right? Markets go up, markets go down. In the long term, where everybody's going to be okay, we will all recover from this. But make sure we're being smart with the money that we do have and the financial decisions that we are doing right now. And stay educated, man. Stay on this channel, these videos. Stay reading books, podcasts. So stay educated, because that way you'll be informed as quick as you can to be able to make adjustments with your finances accordingly moving forward. Oh, and Jose Armenta is back in the house. There he is. I was wondering, Warmier was getting a little jealous, man. You weren't around. What's up, Jose? Jose says, where are you at? Lamir? What's Lamir? Is that a city? I'm trying to think. I am in the Ocean Beach area, my man. So Dylan says, send location. Khabib smell box. Oh man, dang. So yeah, maybe we'll have to bring how cool would this be? Like a super chat champ, bring them in to spar, and we'll do a video. That'd be sweet, huh? Oh, Sin, man, welcome back, brother. Please go on Joe Rogan Experience. Yes, I would love to. I was actually supposed to go on Joe Rogan like a couple of years ago, but he wasn't in town. But I mean, I think that would be awesome. A big fan of Joe. I'd love to share my experience with different takes. And man, I really think that's a very possible as well. You know, Joe's literally a couple hours away, but I got to get in contact with him again and to be able to get on that. But Sin, I like where your head's at. I think that would be awesome to get on the Joe Rogan Experience. All right, guys, it's been awesome, man. What a great show today, and let's stay in touch. I'm going to be releasing a video or a live stream this Wednesday, Thursday. So make sure you guys elbow that thumbs up button, drop a comment, say what's up, and next Sunday we'll be going live as well. So great talking to you. And as always, man, love you guys. Enjoy your Sunday.